When the billionaire stood up, no one understood his words,
With all due respect,
except the
sir,
maid
initial
everyone
agreement was
ignored.
based on incomplete
What she
information.
said next silenced the entire room forever. It was the kind of evening where every glance carried weight. The chandeliers glowed, like captured suns above silk-draped tables. Glasses clinked, laughter performed like an orchestra, and the wealthy played their silent game of judgment through polite smiles. At the center of this show sat Mr. Ibrahim Khalid al-Zahir, the Middle Eastern billionaire whose arrival had stopped conversations hours earlier. His reputation? Ruthless, silent, calculating. He'd acquired companies, art, even entire islands, without uttering a word in English. Why should he? Money spoke for him. Yet tonight, after observing the room in cold silence, he stood and broke it. Arabic. Pure, sharp, commanding. The room froze. Not even the translators could follow fast enough. Confusion spread like spilled wine. Brows furrowed. Whispers stirred. Except for one woman. In the far corner, unnoticed, dressed in plain black, polishing glasses with trembling hands, the maid. Her name? Ao. Invisible to everyone. Until this moment. In perfect, fluent Arabic, she answered him. Not just with words, but with dignity, with history, with pain, with pride. The room turned. Chins lifted in disbelief. Who was she? How did she know? Ibrahim smiled, the kind of smile no one had ever seen from him. He walked past billionaires, past royalty, past CEOs, and stood before the maid, before Ao. You understand more than these people pretend to know, he said, still in Arabic. You speak the tongue of the desert. You understand the silence of the oppressed. She nodded. Her story had begun long before this night. Ao was not just a maid. She had been raised in Cairo. Her father, a scholar, had taught her the Quran before she could walk straight. War tore her family apart. Traffickers brought her across seas. She survived. She adapted, and she had listened to men like Ibrahim. All her life, until now, her Arabic was a defiance, proof that lineage and pain are not erased by uniforms or paychecks. Ibrahim spoke again, this time quieter, almost broken. Do you know who I was speaking to? Before you answered, she shook her head. To my dead mother, to my ancestors, asking them if dignity still exists in this world of masks and titles. The silence in the room became unbearable. Ibrahim reached into his jacket and pulled out a document. A property deed. Not to land. To freedom. He handed it to her, in front of everyone. You're free. Not just from this job, from this country, from this life. I want you to run my new orphanage in Alexandria. Gasps filled the room. The billionaires had been bidding all. Night for his favor? But it went to the woman they had not even seen. He turned to the others, finally in English. Wealth is not knowing what language to speak to the poor. True wealth is knowing which of them to listen to. Weeks later, Ao stood at the gates of the grand orphanage, her name engraved above the entrance. Children gathered at her feet, her voice teaching them Arabic under the golden sun. Ibrahim visited only once, standing far off, watching with a smile. He had given her freedom, but she had given him something rarer. Peace. Never underestimate the quiet ones in the corner. Sometimes they carry the weight of nations. And the answer to questions no one dares ask aloud.